On the 34th anniversary of Ukraine's independence, the world saw two very different types of leadership. On one side, we saw Prime Minister Mark Carney of Canada standing shoulder to shoulder with President Zelensky in Kyiv, showing moral clarity, real courage, and real support. And on the other side, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance sitting in the United States, proving once again that they are nothing more than Vladimir Putin's willing servants. And I want you to pay attention to this contrast, because it's not just about Ukraine, it's about the future of democracy worldwide. Prime Minister Carney went to Kyiv on Independence Day. He didn't just send thoughts and prayers, he showed up in person. He delivered billions in military aid, drones, armored vehicles, ammunition, the tools Ukraine needs to survive. He pledged long-term support for rebuilding Ukraine when the war is over, and he gave one of the most powerful speeches I have ever heard from a world leader. Watch this clip.
Mr. President, it is an honor to join you on this day of remembrance, of pride, and of hope. And it's poignant to do so in Sofia Square, the location of so many of Ukraine's battles for liberty and celebrations of the freedom that you have won. It's humbling to stand before so many courageous women and men who have devoted themselves to this great nation. And being here imparts a solemn duty to be here at a time when your independence, your sovereignty, and your freedoms still hang in the balance. Mr. President, dear friends, my message today is simple. Canada will always stand in solidarity with Ukraine. And Canada will always be with you, so your many sacrifices lead to the peace, security, and prosperity that all Ukrainians, that all peoples deserve. Canada is under no illusions about the importance of your struggle. And you should have no doubts about the commitments of Canadians to your cause. Because your cause, freedom, democracy, sovereignty, is our cause. And your history informs our history.
Carney said, "Your fight is our fight. Your independence will be our victory." That's not just words, that's solidarity. Carney didn't mince words. He called Putin exactly what he is, a liar and a criminal who has stolen children, destroyed fields, threatened cities, and broken every promise he's ever made. And Carney made clear, Putin can be stopped. Russia's economy is weakening, its isolation is growing, and its so-called special operation has only exposed its cruelty and desperation. This is the kind of truth the world needs to hear.
Putin has broken his word repeatedly from Minsk to this morning. Putin has caused this terrible tragedy that has claimed the lives of millions. Putin menaces your skies, threatens your cities, destroys your fields. Putin has stolen your children. But Putin can be stopped. Russia's economy is weakening. He is becoming more isolated. And our alliance is hardening. It's growing more effective, more determined, more united. When that peace comes, we cannot simply trust and verify. We must deter and fortify. Deter Russia from thinking that they can ever again threaten Ukraine's and Europe's freedom by reinforcing the strength of Ukraine's armed forces that have fought so valiantly and for so long, by marshalling the strength of the coalition of the willing, of which Canada is a founding and active participant.
Contrast that with Donald Trump, a man who literally can't even say Putin's name when asked who started the war. J.D. Vance praises him for that cowardice, calling it smart. That's not smart. That's weakness. That's appeasement. Think about it. J.D. Vance actually went on Meet the Press and praised Trump for refusing to answer a simple question. Who started the war? The answer is Russia. The answer is Vladimir Putin. But Trump can't say it because Trump doesn't want to upset his master. Meanwhile, Russia is literally bragging about bombing an American-owned factory in Ukraine. Sergey Lavrov, Putin's foreign minister, admitted that Russia deliberately targeted a site owned by an American company.
Just this week, Russia bombed an American-owned factory near the Hungarian border. I've spoken to people who frankly see that as a slap in the face to President Trump, to the entire peace process, isn't it?
Well, I would say that those who are sincerely interested in understanding what is going on should know by now that never ever Russia deliberately targeted any sites which are not linked to military abilities of Ukraine.
This is an electronics factory, though, sir. This is an electronics factory. I've spoken to people on the ground there. It builds coffee machines, among other electronics. This is not a military site.
Well, I understand that some people are really naive, and when they see a coffee machine in the window, they believe that this is the place where coffee machines are produced. Our intelligence has very good information. And we target only, as I said, either military enterprises, military sites, or industrial enterprises directly involved in producing military equipment for Ukrainian army.
And how did J.D. Vance respond when asked about it? I don't like it, but this is war. Now let's look again at who is showing up. Sweden released a message to Ukraine on Independence Day saying, "We stand with you militarily, politically, and financially." European nations, Canada, leaders across the globe stood up. And what did Trump do? He showed off a picture of Vladimir Putin that someone had sent him and bragged about it at a rally. That's the difference. Ukrainians are hiding underground, singing their anthem in bomb shelters. Prime Minister Carney is in Kyiv, honoring fallen Ukrainian soldiers. And Donald Trump is literally gushing over a photo of Putin. And I need to make this very clear. Ukraine is not some far-off issue. Ukraine is the front line in the global battle for democracy. If Putin can invade a democratic nation, murder civilians, steal children, and redraw borders by force, and if Western democracies look away or back down, then every authoritarian in the world gets a green light. This is why Canada is stepping up. This is why Europe is stepping up. They understand the stakes. Because this isn't just Ukraine's fight, this is democracy's fight. And yet the MAGA Republicans want to abandon Ukraine. They want to cut off aid, leave Ukraine to die, and hand Putin a victory. Why? Because they see Putin as a model. They see his authoritarianism as something to copy, not something to resist.
Do you acknowledge that Russia invaded Ukraine?
Well, democracy is about the people, having a chance to vote. The people voted. The people pronounced themselves. And
did Russia invade Ukraine, Mr. Foreign Minister? Did Russia invade Ukraine?
Russia started special military operation to defend the people whom Zelensky and his predecessor did not consider as humans. They called them beings, species. You should look. You should really. I understand that you need something to sell today, but if you are raising and touching upon so serious things, my suggestion is to take a look at the history of Ukrainian development after the coup in 2014.
But it's a yes or no question. It's a yes or no question, Mr. Foreign Minister. Do you acknowledge Russia invaded Ukraine?
I said to you that we started special military operation
yes.
to protect the people whom the regime declared terrorists and enemies and whom the regime was bombing.
Let's be very clear about the propaganda here. Sergey Lavrov went on American television and refused to admit that Russia invaded Ukraine. He called it a special military operation. He claimed they were just protecting people in Donbass. This is the same script Putin has been running since 2014. But it's all lies. Ukraine didn't start this war. NATO didn't start this war. Russia invaded Ukraine. Russia is bombing Ukrainian cities. Russia is kidnapping Ukrainian children. Russia is deliberately targeting civilian infrastructure. And yet Trump and Vance repeat Kremlin talking points on American TV. That's why Carney's visit to Kyiv mattered so much. It wasn't just about money or weapons. It was about symbolism. It was about showing Ukrainians that they are not alone. It was about showing Putin that the democratic world will not be bullied. Carney stood at the Wall of Remembrance, honoring fallen Ukrainian defenders. He toured factories where Ukrainians are building their own weapons and technology. He said, "Canada will be with you not just today, not just tomorrow, but until Ukraine wins. And if you stand for democracy, if you stand for freedom, make sure you subscribe, share this video, and join this community. We're building something powerful here, and together we can hold these cowards accountable and keep the truth alive."